Hello and welcome to this car related video. I'll be explaining about the periodic inspection or the IPO, which I did yesterday for my 1995 Honda Civic, and I got the green certificate, so passed without anything for another year. So I did not have an appointment, I just showed up. There was one car in front of me, but I didn't have to wait because the inspectors were basically sitting around bored a bit. So I pulled up to the stop sign as the inspector tells you to do. They check the lights if they all work, so it's the high beam, low beam, left and right indicators, hazard light combination, brake lights, reverse lights, number plate lights and the fog lights. So that was all done. Then you pull up a little bit further. They check first for the emissions, so you have to open the bonnet, then it's the probe gets stuck up the exhaust at the back, as well as some sort of other probe at the front. I don't know if that's to check for any escaping fuel vapors or oil vapors, but again, don't know about that. In any case, no problems here. Then they check the alignment of the headlights in both the high beam configuration and low beam, and that went all quickly. Then they ask you to step out and the inspector drives the car onto a bouncing plate to check the suspension and the shocks, and that happens for both the front and the back. My car didn't have a problem, settled really quickly, and the car in front of me was bouncing quite a bit afterwards, so the shock absorbers looked a bit weak. And in any case, from there goes onto a roller and the wheels get sped up, and then the brakes applied, and this tests the braking force of the vehicle, and that's done for both front and rear. And from there the inspector can check a few interior things, so he checked the passenger seat belt, if it blocked in the condition, checking the horn. At the same time, check the triangle and the yellow vest, which I have in the car in front. So, yellow vest I got in the door pocket, and the triangle is over there on the floor. Another thing you have to note is that the car needs to be clean on both the outside and the inside. This is a new law that came in November 2020. Also due to the COVID, but it's permanently now, so an hour to clean the inside, no problem, just looks better, and a half hour to clean the outside. So then once the inspector steps out, you can take over again, the driver. You have to drive over a pit, and then the inspector gets underneath the vehicle. You have to turn the steering wheel left to right, check all of that, and then apply the brake, and he shakes something at the bottom, the wheels, for both the front and the rear axle, and then also checking for any major oil leaks or other oil leaks, major and minor, checking the condition of the steering boots, and as well as the drive shaft boots and any bushes, as well as any visible exhaust leaks. And from there you get told, once he's back out of the pit, get told to drive to a parking spot, and then you wait for your certificate, either red or green. Green means you're good for another year, and maybe a few little marks for you to sort out for the next inspection. I don't have any, so it's all good. And then red can be sometimes 30 days, you have to repair it, come back for re-inspection, sometimes 2 weeks. So for this car, when I first bought it, it had the green inspection, and then I re-inspected it came with a red inspection. Lots of things to do, which I knew. And then I took about 2 years to repair everything, then got a garage to tow it to the inspection place, got a green certificate, and then all good now. So here's also a tip for you, because I live very close to the inspection center, it's 5 minutes drive, but make sure before you go that your engine is nicely warmed up, because if you go with a cold engine, the ECU programs it to put more fuel into the engine. As such, your emissions will be a lot higher during that time. So make sure your engine is nice and warm, as you will also need to rev it a bit for the emissions test. In any case, sometimes they do check the spare wheel in the back and the tools, sometimes they don't. This time I did not get that check. They also do not check tire pressure, so that's on you to do. And then anything else, it's pretty much just a general look around for any rust, major corrosion, and all of that. It takes about, if you don't have to wait, it's about 15 or 20 minutes to go through everything. It's really quick. Don't go on a Saturday, as Saturday is very busy. I once walked past on a Saturday and the cars were waiting right outside onto the road. So if you can avoid it, don't go on a Saturday. What I've heard also is don't go on a rainy day, because everybody goes on a rainy day, they perhaps thinking that the rain and the water might hide some of the oil leaks or whatnot. So don't go on a rainy day. So I went on a nice sunny day. I was there at about 11 o'clock in the morning. As I said, very calm and no problem. Oh yes, so you have to go first to the reception area and you pay the fee. So this one was €31.49. I paid it exactly in cash, so nice and easy, and then you go straight through, depending on if there's a queue or not. Also, I noticed that the car in front of me took the emissions test towards the end, so it depends on perhaps if there's a car behind or not, taking up time to go either at the front or do the emissions test first or at the end. Either way, shouldn't matter. Alright, I think that covers that. Then once you have your green certificate, you need to tear out the little square, put it on the windscreen, keep the full certificate with you at all times. The old certificate that you had from last year, that one I stapled the little square onto it and put it in my filing cabinet. But officially there's not really much information what you should actually do with it. In any case, that's that. So obviously this car has got quite a few marks on it. So you don't need to be scared of doing the inspection, even when you have a very old car or an old car like this. It's 26 years old. And you can do the inspection up to 3 months before the due date. So my car officially had the expiry date of the 29th of November, so I had plenty of time to do that. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this informative, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.